So, Worlds and Harem. If you clicked on this video, it might be for a couple of reasons. The first reason is the title might have intrigued you as to why I think it's trash, but not because of the reasons that you think. It might be because maybe you enjoyed the anime and you want to see others' thoughts on it. You might not have jumped into it yet, and you just kind of want to see some opinions on it. Or you have watched it and you hated it, and you want to just kind of see if my feelings align with yours. So the first thing that I want to kind of like talk about is the reason that I put the title as to what it was. So why I think it's really bad, but not for the reasons that you think, right? So the first thing that Worlds End Harem might kind of initiate some bad blood, bad press, bad vibes, whatever, just negativity in general, might just be because of what it's going for, right? Protagonist A is tasked with repopulating the world. It's kind of the same reason a lot of people like hated like Conception back in the past, and that one was a pretty awful ass anime too. But you know, it might have this kind of stigma around it just because of what it was when it tried to come out, getting delayed. All these other kind of nuances around the anime that people might necessarily think that it's bad. There's also an uncensored version of this as well, which I watch because I'm a cultured man, a man of culture over here. But you know, at the end of the day, most of the anime that does offer some kind of uncensored version or a version where you can see some additional features that you couldn't in the normal broadcasted anime typically have some kind of stigmas and nuances behind them as to why people might be negative on them. Well, all those reasons are still fact. And if you think that way, you know, then it's just the way you think. I can't do anything about it. But the reason that this anime is bad is because I had a terrible time watching it. And if you are just looking for an anime that is borderline H word, and you guys know what I'm referring to there. If you're looking for an anime that's just kind of borderline that you can just turn off your brain and just get some appealing visuals, then sure, yeah, I say yeah, go ahead and watch this anime. But if you're looking for, you know, an anime that contains some of those appealing visuals, but that also has, you know, good story, good character development, good plot, or maybe not even have all of that, right? Because a lot of, you know, very watchable and entertaining anime don't necessarily have all of those three pillars, right? I struggle to find even one of those pillars with this anime. So my main issue with it is this involves a story. This involves a young man who, and I'll kind of give you guys a recap, like quick recap, because if you watched it already, I don't want to take up your time. But this involves a young man who came down with some kind of like cellular disease, right? He came down with some kind of cellular sclerosis kind of disease. And modern medicine has evolved so much that at this point AI, so, you know, artificially intelligent generated, you know, applications, computers, AIs are automatically or are working on cures for the world's biggest diseases. And they have found a cure to this specific disease. Now, the thing is the trajectory for this specific cure for his specific disease. Was it going to be curated or was it going to be developed until around 3 to 5 years? And we don't know on how far his disease would develop in the next 5 years if he would still be around to, you know, be able to get the cure administered to him. So he ends up going into cryo sleep because that's an available option in this time, which is like 2040. So, you know, around 20-ish years in the future. And he decides to go down, and he goes into this cryogenic sleep. Right before he goes into cryogenic sleep, we're introduced to a few characters, which is his brother, which is his sister, and then which is a girl who he has been friends with since he was a baby. Since he was a kid, right? Since he was in elementary school. He's currently and has worked with this girl as he's a researcher. And he deals with, researcher stuff, scientific stuff. He deals with developing modern medicine and whatnot as well. and he's been with this girl from elementary to now, and he's a big old virgin boy. He's in his 20s, and he's a big old virgin. He's already a sad man as it is, and he decides that the day before he's going to go into cryo sleep, he's finally going to reveal that he has feelings for the girl, and much to none of our surprise, the girl's like, yeah, I knew that already. No story here. Been waiting for you to tell me something. But little did we find out that she also already has another love interest, or somebody who is interested romantically in her. And they get in a little tussle. And anyway, long story short, he gets put into cryo sleep, like I was saying. And right before, she was like, I'll be waiting for you. And he's like, oh, and they touch, whatever, right? It's so shit. But okay, that happens. He gets into cryo sleep. We flash 5 years forward. He gets taken out of cryo sleep. He gets the skinny on what's happening. He can't believe it. Blah, blah, blah. The MK virus, the male killer virus, a virus that has been spread throughout the world, that in episode 2 we find out that's man-made, has spread across the world and killed off all the population of men. But there are some men that, prior to them getting completely overtaken by this airborne disease, they were all put in cryo sleep, but they're on a 1-year timer as AIs and scientists and researchers try to develop and research a cure for this specific disease that has specifically been killing off men, okay? And what ends up happening is after he gets the skinny, the girl who's assigned to him, he has a couple of girls assigned to him. He gets a bodyguard, a nurse, and I don't even know what the other girl is. A bodyguard and nurse. I don't know. He gets 3 girls assigned to him, and they're like, you need to make babies like the other dude. There was 5 dudes who were in cryo sleep, and apparently the thing that makes them preventable or it makes them immune to the disease that has been killing everybody is their sclerosis disease that was infected to them previously. Because they still have that genetics and those genes, then they are immune to this MK virus, okay? And the dude before him, he's been making babies like crazy because that is their new job, is to, repopulate as much as humanly possible, repopulate the world. That is the job of these 5 dudes. And they want to see if by making male babies that they will also carry the gene to also be immune, so that they can research and their AIs can look at their DNA, etc., and try and develop cures from this as they try to repopulate the world, because there's only about 1 to 5 million men in cryo sleep, and they're on a year timer. So if they're not able to get to them fast enough, then there needs to be males in the world, whether they find the cure later or they find the cure now. There needs to be enough males in the world. But, our main character, the biggest virgin in the entire world, has an obsession, and I can't even call it a infatuation. He has an obsession with this girl he's known since elementary school named Arisa, and he refuses to put his man parts in anything because of this girl. So the girl who's assigned to him, he pushes her off. The other girls who try and jump his bones, he pushes them off, and he's the biggest simp / virgin man I've ever witnessed in anime, period. Will he get broken at some point? I don't know. But it was so infuriating to watch this anime because of his reason, is because he's in love with this girl that he's known. Granted, he's known since he was a kid, but they never made love. They never went on dates. They probably fucking didn't even hold pinkies. You know what I mean? Like, they've never had any intimacy whatsoever, but he's so hung up on this girl that he cannot fathom even touching another woman, blah, 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 blah. And this is where I'm not going to watch past episode 2. Like, this dude, like, F this freaking guy. F the character. I don't like this at all. Like, I am done with the anime protagonists who are just these... It's fake. Like, just these, like, non-realistic men. Obviously, not all men are pigs. Some people have values and things like that. But in the situation that he was in, right? Instead of saying, okay, I get it. This is not exactly what I wanted for my life, but I understand what my duty is here, without knowing the plot armor outside of it. I know what my duty is here. stand up, let's go. And then he has the gall to say that, even if I do make babies starting today, I could only make about 100 in a year. It's like, that's not how math works, buddy. There's 24 hours in a day. You could probably, go through a few lovely options within a day. You times those lovely options by 365 days, you could pop out a few thousand, okay? If you really give it your honorable, gold standard try, bro. But instead, he was like, no, Mr. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just so incredibly hard to watch. My biggest part, though, is just the hang-up that he has on this girl that he was in love with, And I understand being in love with somebody and whatever. He doesn't even know if she's alive. Later on in episode 2, we find out that she left a letter for him, a virtual letter. And he was like, his man parts got hard on it. You know what I mean? That she's still alive somewhere. But, like, I completely understand if this was his wife, if this was his child, if he had a wife and kids, you know what I mean? But this was just some girl that, like, I don't know. It's just so incredibly infuriating to watch. And I just can't with anime like this. I just can't. And for that reason alone, I'm not going to watch past this episode. But, I just think, like, the story is already pretty loose, right? It's I don't know, evil women created this man-made disease thing, and they decided they're gonna kill off all the men for some reason, right? We're gonna find out later, or you can find out later why. And that's what the driving force is. Then there's some corruption there. Then there's the repopulation and the intensity at which they need to repopulate the world. Although that this disease that was only 4 years old, but yet all the women want to jump this dude, or men in general want to jump them. Like, why are they so incredibly strong-willed? I don't know. And then they started introducing the sister character who probably has a brother complex too. Like, I just don't know. I only have so many brain cells. I watch a lot of anime. I only have so many brain cells left. I can't have this anime kill him off. But as you can see, my tone and everything, I'm just incredibly frustrated with this anime. I was basically grinding my teeth as I was watching this thing. A few biddies here and there that are uncensored cannot push me forward. If I want to watch something like that, there's plenty of other resources on the internet. But let me know what your guys' thoughts. I'm done ranting. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below. Let me know what you thought about episode number 1, episode number 2, whatever you've watched so far from it. Let me know if you're going to keep watching it. Let me know if you're as pissed watching it. Or let me know if it resonates with you. You're like, holy crap, this was so good. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I won't judge you. So, anyways, that's been me. That's World's End Harem. That's all my thoughts. I got them all out. I'll see you on a next video, my friends. Bye. Peace out.